What's up? It's been a while. Today I actually have the man of the hour and the action with me today. Last week was a little bit scuffed, so yeah, things happened and I ended it like in less than 30 minutes. In case you didn't know, that's like my usual stuff. Yes, we're back again with chapter 4 of I Hate Systems, together with the author himself, Overlord Venus. Right, Venus, say hi. Right, welcome back. So you took a 1 week hiatus break, kind of. You were in VC, but you were out of a body VC experience. Right, so today we are in the second last installment of this I Hate System reading campaign. It's chapter 4. So you want to talk a little bit more about this cover that you do. So last week we had the blue one, you were not here. So this week we have the red version. Which arc is this? Okay, drop a little bit of spoilers. Which arc is this from? Or which like season?
Massive battle happens in this arc, and then the entire novel is about a group of people who are going against the systems, right? So in this arc, basically the main character loses and all his allies are converted into systems. So he becomes a lone wolf after that.
Wait, so is he still human at this point? Because the snake and whatever that he is holding on to kind of not...
No. He's not human by the second one.
Oh, okay, that is really major spoilers. Okay, so... Wait, so he was trash human and then he gained like a power from other things. That's like so hypocritic, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. It's not hypocritic. This main character is self-aware of his hypocrisy.
Mm-hmm.
I think around at chapter 28 or something, that's where he actually comes forward with himself and says that yeah, I know I'm a hypocrite, but I don't care. He's like that type of character.
Okay, at least he admits it rather than be in denial. Okay, he's not that bad.
Even the reason that he hates the system now, it's not because it's some kind. It's a system. It's just because it is targeting his daughter next. That's the only reason.
It is what? Oh, stencil, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it. Alright.
So, and then in the future in the novel, he actually gets more reasons to hate him, but primarily until the end of the novel, it's his daughter. No, until chapter 5, volume 5.
Me trying to think.
After that, his daughter also becomes a system. So it changes completely in volumes.
So he's basically not a good person and he's also not an evil person. He's kind of like a neutral party but self-serving.
He is like a merchant. Always geared towards profit.
The winning side, basically.
Yeah.
Alright, interesting.
So and it's not like in the entire novel he actually wins every fight. He loses 60 to 70% of them.
Okay, but the question is, does he win the war?
Until now, not exactly. he has been on the losing side from this time. Even if he wins, he loses something major. So in terms of profit and loss, it's always in a loss.
So the rate,
even though,
the rate in the cover over here stands for loss.
Yeah.
Wow, what a great businessman.
His entire thing was to protect his daughter. That's the only reason he goes against the system. So in volume 6, his daughter gets converted into a system.
And then he will side with the system because his daughter is a system.
Not exactly.
He'll be like, I'm gonna destroy you because you're a system, you're no longer my daughter.
No, not exactly like that. once his daughter becomes a system, her fundamental values change. Like until then, she had the value of a person. So that changes to that of a system. So she becomes more manipulative in nature, and then she just considers every living being as a host.
Wow, it's like a zombie parasite, you know? After you
Yeah.
turn to zombie, all you wanna do is eat brains.
Mm-hmm.
And all she wants to do is possess humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, right. So that is for I Hate Systems. And now spoilers, I guess. So for the people who are actually interested, this is actually the second last installment for our reading. You can read the rest of it for free on Webnovel, actually, if you really want to. Links are in the video description. I will get to reading chapter 4 now, and the title is freaking long again. Why a system always puts the host in dangerous/embarrassing situations. How many words is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 words title. I didn't know you can fit that many, but sure. Right. The demon named Fourth looked at Compass Carburetor. There is a reason a system enters the body of a living being and helps them unconditionally. And why is that? Compass Carburetor inquired, standing a fair distance away from the Fourth, unable to trust him wholly. Fourth didn't mind the distance, rather looked at him with a nod of acknowledgement. Every world follows its own laws and rules, and the sentient race living in them have distinct differences, but all of them have one thing in common, and that is their ability to think, communicate, and feel. Think, communicate, and feel. Compass Carburetor felt like he was able to glean something out of it, but the idea was blurry, and then looked at Fourth, wishing for it to complete its explanation first. The power of mind, or mental energy, is, to be exact, is what is common among every sentient race. It's both common and mysterious. If you can think, your brain's ability to consciously think is what mental energy is. And this is exactly what a system needs to develop. Upon seeing his confusion, Fourth smiled. It then said with a smile, "Just think of your life. Weren't you forced to do a lot of missions that placed you in either an awkward situation or in the eyes of the public?" Compass Carburetor's eyes widened as a plethora of memories flashed through his mind. "Yes, I have faced such a situation so many times that I've gotten used to it in the end." "Have you ever heard about the term sheeple?" the demon said. "Sheeple? Do you mean sheep-minded people?" That term, Compass Carburetor recalled a popular internet slang used during his youth. "Yes, the same," Fourth confirmed. "It is common in every world. When there is a trigger or a cause, people rally forth along with it, whether they are knowledgeable or ignorant about it. Most of the time, they cause a wave for something that never necessitated something of such a scale in the first place." Its voice then turned solemn. "And this is the power of the mind, a sea of collective thoughts. And the system thrives by eating it up. So when they host someone, they would give rewards and in exchange, put the host through numerous situations where they are the target of people's thoughts. This way, they grow." "But," Compass Carburetor frowned, "the rewards they give are lucrative. Even if this mental energy or whatever it is that strong, the things the system produces is always beyond the world's logic." "Oh, that's simple," Fourth laughed. "What seems to be impossible in your world might be commonplace in another world. And all systems share access to a marketplace where they trade all sorts of abilities. So suppose you are given an ability to fly as a gift, and suppose the notion of human flying is considered absurd in your world. The value of such an ability to you would be priceless, right?" Fourth said, watching Compass Carburetor nod in response. It then stated, "But for flight system, elevation system, flying systems, etc., they are just their basic abilities. So your system would exchange for their ability temporarily to pay a suitable price and then would bestow it upon you. Its value would be exorbitantly bloated in your perspective, but to your system, it must have been dirt cheap. Through this market, all systems give their hosts seemingly out-of-world abilities, and this way, their host becomes the target of envy, jealousy, admiration, hatred, etc. of a large group of people. And a massive volume of mental energy flows to you as a result that your system gobbles it up happily." Fourth shook its head, sighing. If you talk about it in terms of money, suppose the actual value of an ability is 1 unit to the system, but from your perspective, it will be worth at least 1,000 units. As the system picks the abilities it rewards you with, it would always give such abilities where the profit margin is tremendous. So that's it. Compass Carburetor nodded. Realization finally hit him. As the richest man on earth, millions of people talked about him on a variety of topics. So it made a lot of sense. But he suddenly thought of something, saying, then why did my system stop doing that and return here? This is the home of systems, called the System World. It's where they return at the end of their journey, Forth said while waving its hands. Then it pointed at him. You said it yourself, remember? In the end, you got used to it. What does that mean? He was confused. Mental energy isn't an absolute quantifiable substance like other forms of energy. It works from a relative perspective. How much you are overwhelmed by something. How much does something mean to you? How much do you long for something? Depending on these, the mental energy obtained by your system varies, Forth said. It then gazed at the thicket of trees, frowning once. That's why your system always places you in the most precarious or embarrassing situations. This way, you would be mentally affected by them the most. And that's also why it would give you abilities that would fuel your ambitions and instigate you to eventually reach the peak of the world. This way, the scale of people being influenced by your activity increases, and by this, the amount of thoughts being generated towards you from others from an ocean that gushes towards you. And when you reach the peak of your world is the time the system reaps the fruits of its harvest, obtaining enough mental energy that it would be able to upgrade itself many times in a short duration. But Forth shook its head. Once you get used to it, it means that you are no longer affected by the thoughts, opinions, and feelings of the masses. That means the mental energy trickling into you experiences a drastic reduction. Once you reach such a phase, you are no longer any worth to the system. So, Forth looked at Compass Carburetor. It finishes its journey and returns to the system world, devouring you and looking for its new target. That's the end of chapter 4. So how do you find it?
It feels like revisiting the past.
I know, right?
Yeah.
The way that you write this though, okay, a simple solution would be to find someone who has consistent lack of self-esteem, no?
Yeah, those type of people are high-level hosts.
Ooh.
So like even the systems categorize. Okay, this was a high-level host. This is just a trash level host. So yeah,
Trash level.
there are categories, ratings, and yeah. If there's a gullible person, he's the best target for a system. Yeah, that's why like systems always target a trash guy.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense in here, based on the
Yeah.
whatever thing that you've created, which is actually good. Okay, and this actually comes to another topic of you study finance because it sounds very finance-like.
I don't study finance, but I'm generally like I am aware of how economics works.
This is
Just the basics, yeah.
correct. It's the economics of drop shipping. You know, it's like you find something like very cheap in a different country, and then after that you bring it to like your country, and then you sell it for like 5 times the price. It's like the spice route. Remember, like the West came over to the East, and they're like, oh my god, look at all these spices, and then they bring it back, and then they sell it for like 10 times the price.
Yeah, that's the value, difference in value. So like at this point I was just like thinking, okay, like why does systems actually like give their hosts such abilities, right? Because in most of the situation, either the ability is way too powerful or it's groundbreaking in nature, even if it's not OP.
That's true.
Yeah. So either in what way can I actually incorporate it logically into this format?
And then
Why can't they have a marketplace?
I saw you integrated parallel times and parallel worlds into this. It's like sci-fi, semi-sci-fi.
Yeah. And like now I'm thinking like until the last chapter that I have written, this actually consistently plays into effect. Like this marketplace is way too important.
shouldn't you just write about the system marketplace then? Like an NPC in the system marketplace. That would be like super interesting, no?
There are like a couple of arcs where that happens, but I haven't like fully gone through it.
Well, if
Yeah, because like every volume is set in a different world, different settings.
yes.
So there are a lot of things that I have explored, and like some plots are actually good enough to make a entire volume. So I actually made two books derived from my existence.
Correct. I mean, like a spin-off, like an 80,000 word kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually kind of sounds interesting because like it's different genre, but it's still from the same world building. You want to try slice of life? I think that is a very fun idea.
Yeah.
I would see slice of life, but it's not like the fluffy kind, you know. It's just like I'm an NPC in a system world. Hi, welcome to my system shop. Yeah, you know, it would be like super interesting, especially comedy. I think you have that kind of comedy to spin it out to life, like set it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just an idea, but you're currently taking a break, so like kind of sit on it and think about it for a little while. Also, I think one of your viewers are on stream right now. They have a question. Is the mental energy present in the worlds because of the presence of the system, or is the mental energy present without the systems present and just be, I don't know what they are talking about, without the systems present and it's just the system appeared to be able to use it? Do you understand the question?
Yeah. I think this was explained in plenty of chapters. Mental energy is basically just a condensation of our thoughts. So, like, if I'm able to think, the quantization of that thought, which contains all my like emotions, ego, and all other things, that the quantization of that is mental energy. So it's a naturally occurring resource. Wherever there are creatures with the ability to think, mental energy exists there. But only the systems are able to mine that energy. So mental energy is just a thought, right? So it cannot actually be present in like a solid or liquid or like any tangible state. So within like a second of it being generated, it just vanishes. It just gets absorbed into the surroundings.
Basically,
So only the systems can tap into it. Yeah.
like the existence of life.
Existence of thoughts, basically.
Okay, okay.
And mental energy is also like, since it's a condensation of thoughts, right? It varies based on the type of thought that produces. So like that's why like all systems are somewhat different in the way they approach a problem, because like the type of mental energy they require is different.
Right, so hopefully this answers your question. Ego roll Zara scale. Q. I think you know who this is from your server, right? Hopefully. Yeah, okay. Hopefully that answers the question. But I'm pretty sure they've read your work before they actually attended the stream though.
Yeah, they are at the last chapter.
Probably. Okay. Sorry, this is
the last one.
Right, this is the clarification in case you read the whole book and you still don't understand. So yeah, this is it. Any other questions before we kind of drop off the stream? Because well, I haven't showered. I need shower. I just came back from yoga. It was a rush.
There are some very meme type of paragraph comments.
Yeah, I know. The whole thing is shitpost and memes.
Yeah, I haven't visited this in a lot of while, and now there are a lot of fun memes here.
Yeah, you can definitely like do a reaction stream of your own and stuff like that. And when are you gonna start your own YouTube channel? I'm just asking because we've done so many things, but I haven't been able to tag you because you don't have a YouTube channel.
I think like once I get my PC next month.
Next month? I thought you say it was gonna be this month.
I mean this month.
I thought you say it was like end of May. It's like June.
No, end of June.
End of June, not end of May?
No.
Oh, just okay.
I need to like save some.
Okay. Well, basically, guys, your author Overlord Venus is kind of brokish, so I think his Patreon and Ko-Fi is open. Donations are always welcome for him to get a PC, like an upgraded PC, so that he can actually do some streams and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna play Age of Empires, just saying. Even if you get a new PC, I'm not doing that. There's no hope.
You are taking away most of my motivation to buy PC.
That's your decision, but yes. Alright. So I think there is no more questions. I will conclude it here today. And then we'll come back next week with the last installation of this 5-chapter reading for I Hate Systems. And then we'll do a debate of whatever you want to talk about. Like, I know you have some very burning debate topic question things, right? Yeah, but that's for next week as the grand finale. Because the chapter is pretty short, I saw. But yeah, we're just gonna like delve into a little bit more philosophical. So if you guys want to see that happen next week, feel free to join in free as well. I'm gonna try and find a good time and day for that, so that hopefully more people can have the opportunity to join in and like roast and like add wood to the fire. right. Okay, so I'm gonna like end it off now. Thanks for coming. I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.